there are tools in the insurance world that provide for solid subcontract relationships. We talked about additional insured, okay, for ongoing operations, it's a 2010, okay. We've talked about 2037, or let's call it the 1185, which also provides completed operations, additional insured status. Now let's keep in mind that as a builder, I'm receiving an extension of coverage from the subs policy. We're not creating coverage, we're simply allowing the subs policy to meet the requirements of the subcontract by having a third party defend, indemnify, settle. Okay, hold harmless comes with the waiver of subrogation. Okay, it's now called the waiver of the transfer of rights to others. Okay, now I want to spend a little time on waiver because in a builder's risk situation, it's quite important. It's also quite important that people have them, because otherwise the general contractor is still going to get tagged by the plumber's insurance company. Let me explain. Plumber's employee, okay, gets hurt on the job site. The subcontract says, Mr. Plumber, your general liability policy is going to cover if the employee, if that employee is not happy with work comp and says it was the general contractor's fault that the job site was unsafe. Very common allegation. It's who's in charge of the whole job site? The general contractor. Okay? So it's very hard to deduct some of that liability, right? So if that action overclaim occurred and that plumber's insurer stepped up and paid that employee $500,000 on behalf of the general contractor, who's an additional insured, okay? That plumber's insurer is respecting and abiding by the subcontract. But that builder forgot something. They forgot to demand a waiver of subrogation from the plumber's insurer. Remember, whose fault was it that that employee got hurt on the job site? The builder. So that insurer is going to turn around and subrogate against the builder. That's dangerous, especially for job site injury. So you don't want to miss the waiver of subrogation requirement or the waiver of transfer of rights to others requirement, because otherwise the insurers will just turn around and defeat the purpose of the subcontract.